Hello, MonstersAbound, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and the second part of my Repanse de Lyonesse campaign. Last time we did a quick number on these vampire guys because I thought that was probably the best way of dealing with them, and it was, because they're all dead. So that's good. Well, they're all dead to start off with, but they're all dead now. They're super dead. And we also got Zandri under our control. They confederate with us, whoever the hell these Knights of Origo. And we've got Donna, who is
such oppression.
Well, it's a desert love, and who's apparently like wraps up for the deserts, which I'm not 100% sure is the optimal situation, but you know, whatever. I'm not going to judge because he's basically insane. So
I am ready.
I don't know if anyone spotted the deliberate error last episode.
I for cooler climes.
Okay, thank you. I think it slipped by pretty much everyone, but I thought you'd catch it. But no, everyone did. Which was when I picked the wrong vow. It obviously doesn't say Tomb Kings here. So Arkhan is a Tomb King. He's not a vampire count nor a vampire ghost. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Well, we've actually got Sartosa just to our north. So it's...
For the lady.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but it's, to be honest, I think it's pretty much the muchness. We can probably get Sartosa to declare war on us. In fact, having Sartosa might actually be a good shout. Except they've got good defences, so probably not. But maybe we can like lure Aranessa down here and bop her. And well, yes, I know it is. I know, and you will keep complaining. Love, you're wearing full plate armor in the middle of a desert. I don't know what you were expecting here. Okay, but we're gonna rush southward. So I'm gonna grab the Desert Purge decree. The king decrees that trade routes will suffer no more harassment from desert bone crawlers. Ugh. So we're gonna do that. That will lead on. So that's gonna give us +8 leadership and +5 melee attack when fighting against Tomb Kings. Then we can get the Southern Guard, which will give us an extra 10% weapon strength when fighting, and double experience, which is quite nice. And it's also going to give us more chivalry per victory, which is good because our victory conditions are quite nice in that they are just to attain 2,000 chivalry and to complete the errantry war, which we need to attain 800 chivalry to do. Which, as a victory condition,
the sun pours down on us.
Yes, I know. Is actually quite nice because it's quite open-ended rather than the, capture 8 of these various settlements, which can be a massive pain in the arse. This way, you can kind of just do whatever you like. Like we could just hold up and hope people come to attack us. We can bop them dead. We can expand. We could up sticks and go somewhere else. It's basically fairly open-ended, which is nice. So we're just going to end the turn here because there's nothing else we can do. Now, obviously, we've got Tomb Kings to our east, and along with more greenskins, Settra's over here as well. Obviously, he's not going to like us very much because no one likes us. But that's fine.
Shall we?
Let's. Now, we got 3 turns. So if I go here.
All for the lady.
If I go here, I think we just need to pop into a settlement, don't we?
As you order.
And then we can...
She speaks.
Yes, then we've got five turns of water. Lovely. Okay, we're building this up. I think I need to build this settlement up first.
For cooler climes.
Oh, for the love of God, stop whinging! Honestly, it's like a bunch of bloody British tourists stepping off the plane in Spain and starting to complain about how hot it is. What were you expecting? It's bloody Spain. It's going to be hot. Okay. Now, we're not currently at war with Arkhan, and I'm going to keep it that way for the moment. Because I'm going to see if we can come down here. In fact, can our agents move further? Not by much. Okay, so we won't worry too much about that. Public order here is generally fine. I do want to get the Grail Shrine. We could save money and get that one. Thing is, until we can upgrade our growth, it's not really going to help us, is it? So, if that's the case, what are we looking at here? Maybe defences. When can we get defences? So we could get basic walls. So here's my thinking. My thinking is we've got a number of Tomb Kings over here, and we need to head... I feel like this is going to be a bit of a choke point, because obviously we can befriend the dwarves.
My throng stands ready.
I don't want to hear about your throng. It's probably horrendously sweaty in this heat. If we can just make friends with the dwarves, then they will hopefully protect us in their mountain range, protect us from any incoming Tomb King armies. At that point, we've kind of got this kind of location secure. We just need to get it off Arkhan first, which... Oh, hello. Noble feasts. Following a great feast with much revelry, there is a glut of leftovers. The peasants grumble about hunger and starving, but they aren't they always? What to do with surplus then? Give it to the merchants or give it to the peasants? So more growth or happy merchants? Growth. Give it to the peasants. I mean, it could be time. Okay, what do we want to do? Do we want to go for the Sorcerer's Islands first, or do we want to head straight for the capital? I'm thinking the capital. I'm thinking, so we're going to go and come straight down here. In fact, we might stop just here. Fuck it, let's go for it. Oh, no one home. Interesting. Interesting.
The sun pours down on us.
Well, stop rolling around in it then. Interesting. Okay. We could get more salt. That would give us more income, which I do need. The other option is we can go for industry or we can go for fields. Fields is affected by the peasant economy. Industry is not, but brings in less money. That's basically, you've got either you go for the peasant economy or go for industry. What now? Interesting. Is Saltworks industry? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. What about... is pots? So this is just income generated. I think gold is counted as industry, but I don't know if resource buildings are. I kind of want to find out. Fuck it, let's get some salt. You know me, I love my salt. Yes, I know. We'll have you some salt soon. You can wash that sand down with a bit of salt. That'll.
I invite you to say your piece.
Uh-oh, is it war? It is war, yes. What a surprise. What a surprise. It wasn't a surprise. Okay, Settra is going to be coming for us. That's a problem. Hello, Morgan. What's up, buddy? You want me to join your war. All right.
In the lady's name.
Right, so we've got Taskmaster. That's fine. Good.
For Bretonia, for the lady.
We're going
now,
to hit the
fight.
Wizard Caliph's Palace, which...
Bretonians advance!
pretty much undefended, so that's nice. Let's put the standard on you. Yeah, alright. And I think we just auto-resolve that one. Oof. Big oof.
We rule here now. Yes.
Oh, but we got a Storm Banner. That's nice. Awesome. Kick ass. We're getting some good banners. And, oh, Knights of the Flame are impressed with their actions both in battle and on the campaign. They would therefore like to join their cause. Sure. Hello. Oh, hello.
This is forbidden.
Is it? Is it, though?
Protector of the realm.
Right. We can't
My strength and wisdom are yours.
keep all of these units. But...
Sallying for.
I can do something like that. I can get rid of you. And you. And then I can keep this army for one turn. Which means I can put you there.
For now.
Lay a little ambush. And worst case scenario,
My reputation precedes me.
maybe, but also if you die, not a big deal. We've also got Le Chic, which is good. We've got some docks there, so that's nice. Obviously, we can't spend any money because we are going to be broke next turn. It's a bit of a bugger, isn't it?
The Britons
Can I have an aggression
yes.
pact? Thank you. Right, we should be able to get a trade agreement eventually because their relations will go up. That's fantastic. Oh, do I assume we know Lyonesse? That we do.
You know who I am.
Welcome to
I do know who you are. It says your name under the thing.
I will not.
Oh, why? Oh, come on. Be cool. Who else likes me? The Border Princes. They kind of
Do
like
not
me.
greet me as a friend, nor are we.
Of course.
Okay, we've got that. We might be able to get a trade agreement with you. I mean, this could work. This could be fine. This
Not betray your king.
could be problematic, but we'll see how that goes.
Repanse de Lyonesse.
We're going to get Glorfinal's progeny, because Glorfinal was like a good horse or something. He was the best horse. Not little Sebastian, but a good horse.
I await.
Henry Le Massif, you're going to be a deadly blade. Yes, that's what you're going to be. And Donna is also going to be a blade master. Now, something interesting about Donna is that Northern Fury, I'm not 100% sure that's actually better than Frenzy. It replaces Frenzy, but Northern Fury has like stages of increase. Now, Frenzy, if we have a look at Frenzy, so that's as long as our leadership is higher than 50%, we constantly have 8 melee attack, 8% charge bonus, 15% base melee damage, and immune to psychology. Northern Fury, at stage 1, which is 45 seconds into combat, we get 5% armor piercing weapon damage, and at max rank it's 15% armor piercing damage, 16 leadership, and 8 melee attack. Now, at max rank, now the difference is Frenzy is base weapon damage, and Northern Fury is armor-piercing weapon damage, so that could make it better. But I'm not 100% sure, so we're going to get Crusader Knight. Okay, things here are generally fine. So let's see if we can lure in King Kakaleka. That guy. See if we can lure him into an ambush. Either way, that army's gone next turn because we can't afford it. So we got the ambush. Okay, let's see if we can do as much damage as possible. Now, our army, such as it is mostly peasants on horses. I'm not sure where they got the horses from. They should probably be flogged for having horses. Now, these guys, they're not great, to be honest. These yeoman horsemen, they're okay at chasing down units, but they're pretty much terrible at everything else. We're being chased by some direwolves, but these mounted yeoman archers are riddling them with arrows, which is doing some good damage. And we've got some mounted yeomen hiding in the forest over here, so they should be able to engage the direwolves when they get close. Meanwhile, we've kind of drawn up a nice little defensive formation here, and these skeletons are all milling about, which is making them easy target for our trebuchet, which is getting some good shots in there. Already up to 104 kills. Fantastic. We've got some bowmen on the hill over here, and some more mounted yeomen in the forest. Here come a mounted yeoman out of the forest. This one, and these direwolves have almost caught the mounted guys, but they're taking so much out. There they are. They're all dead. They're all gone. They're out of here. And we can charge in, get a nice little charge from the rear as well. These direwolves are actually fairly good against the mounted yeoman, but surrounded, not so much. However, skeletons are on their way. We've got these polearms. I heard the polearms are actually pretty good. They're not too bad, and they will hold the line against these crypt ghouls, so they could be quite good. We've got Morgan of the Flame engaging the enemy Tomb King. Now, the enemy Tomb King is worse? He looks worse, to be honest. Looks worse? Who knows? Okay, mounted yeoman charging into combat. Got a nice little surround over here, so these guys are going to get charged from multiple directions. Over here, we're trying to take out the skeleton archers. This is about doing as much damage as possible. I don't think this is winnable, but the more damage we do to this army, obviously the easier it's going to be for Repanse to then mop up Arkhan afterwards. I'd be surprised if they've got another army, especially this early on. I just don't think they will. Getting some good charges in there. With the Ushabti being spawned in, of course, the Tomb Kings will get a free unit of Ushabti every battle. +1 per army. So if they've got like 3 armies coming as reinforcements, they get 3 lots of Ushabti. How fair is that? Not very. So these mounted yeomen who are being charged by Ushabti running away and going to lead them on a merry chase. They are timed, so eventually it will just drop dead of their own accord. So the longer we can keep kiting them, the better. These skeletons getting a lot of arrows in the back, which is great. I mean, so far, so good. We are whittling down the enemy numbers. We can see they started off with almost 2,500. They're now down to 1.8, although we have lost about 300 of our own troops doing it. But, I mean, some lovely shots from the Trebuchet coming in there. Poor old Morgan is losing against the Tomb King. He's killed a few. I think he's maybe surrounded by guys, and he's not quite getting the hits in, unfortunately. Mounted Yeoman archers charging in against these skeleton warriors and causing a little bit of panic amongst them, which is going to do some damage, and then they're going to pull away again. Some of our units have retreated but are rallying. These units over here haven't done particularly well because they got charged by some spearmen. Skeleton spearmen over there, but that's okay because they've now rallied and they can come back and try and wipe out these skeleton archers. Obviously, if these were like living troops, it'd be a lot easier because they would panic and run away, and then it'd be a fairly easy job to like chase them down. But because they're skeletons, they will fight into the last, and that does mean that it is quite a bugger to actually finish them off. Morale is very much a double-edged sword in Total War games, because if your units break, then at least they very rarely die. Whereas if they fight to the last, then they often get in situations where they will die to the last. But switching around, the AI has an easier time with units that will fight to the last, because often the player is massively outnumbered. So it means that if an enemy unit will fight to the last, it's generally going to do more damage and more attrition to the player's armies, and the player has to usually be, especially on higher difficulties, far more efficient than the AI to win, which means of course that units that don't break are really good for the AI and terrible for the player, which is not particularly fair, but there we go. I mean, we caught a few men-at-arms, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to... I mean, you know, getting brained by flying boulders launched by your own side is pretty much an occupational hazard for men-at-arms. Now, our mounted yeoman archers are kind of being the heroes of this battle, running down units in big blobs, just like charging through, shooting arrows at everything that moves. I mean, they've done a good amount of damage, and considering they're the only thing that's kind of... the battle's kind of got to a point where both sides are exhausted, but I've kind of got these 5 units of mounted yeoman archers who could just run around and sort of like just run down the very depleted units of skeletons. You can see our numbers are almost comparable. They've just got under 1,000 there, and we've just dropped down to about 650. Or now 600. But it does mean that quite a few units of skeletons of the undead have actually just like disintegrated entirely. Over here you can see that these guys that were fighting the polearms have just died to last. I mean, it's just been mutually assured destruction, which, you know, in this case actually works in my favour, because I've got another army and I don't think Arkhan does. This is not often something that happens to the player. Normally it's the other way around. However, in this case it's fine, because this army was all about just doing as much damage as possible. I wasn't really bothered about it surviving. To be honest, I'm probably going to have to disband all of the units at the end of the battle anyway. So, pretty good. There we go. Another unit. That's a couple of unit skeletons just run down, disintegrated. They're down to 700. Morgan is currently engaging another bunch of skeleton warriors over here. Some of our archers have run out of arrows, but they did get almost 200 kills. Not bad. And the Tomb King over here is dealing with some polearms. To be honest, we're shooting a lot of our own guys here. Probably shouldn't, but never mind. Some more skeletons over here getting a lot of arrows to the face. And they are starting to take damage from their binding, critical binding. They're crumbling now, and I think this is going to be another unit down. If we, I think we're just going to run it down. being charged causes another morale. There you go, minus 60, and they are now crumbling away. Down they go. That's another unit gone. Another unit of skeletons here, which is going to die as well. These skeleton archers getting charged. Of course, they're not going to be particularly good in melee combat. We've got some. I mean, this is actually looking fairly even. In fact, you can see the numbers here. Enemy numbers 500, ours 400. So actually, potentially, we could win this. However, Morgan he just doesn't seem to be able to deal with the enemy general. Like, the Tomb King just seems to do a lot more damage to him. I don't know why. We've sent in some pole arms to help out, but Morgan takes another hit there, and he just can't take it. But our mounted yeoman archers, just very much hero mounted yeoman archers should be, because the amount of damage they're doing to the enemy army is horrific. I mean, we've actually got the same numbers of units on the field now, considering that they started with, well, considerably more than we did. That's really, really good. It also means a lot of their units are dead and completely gone. And that's, of course, really, really good for us and really, really bad for them. So, it looks like it's going to be close, but I think the undead forces are just going to pip us to the post, mostly because Morgan couldn't deal with the enemy general. But still, a fantastic result. Well, it may have been a defeat, but I feel like I came out of that way better than my opponent, who lost everything but the king and half a unit of skeleton archers and 2 units of spearmen, and everything else is gone. So understandably, he's retreated. I feel kind of bad for him now. It's like, I won! Oh, wait. Oh well, we lost a shield. Never mind. Ooh, okay, we can... -3 control, but more growth. So be it. I don't care if there's angry gods. Suck a dick. We got a quest successful because we've researched 2 technologies, which is great. And now we've got to the next quest, which is search any ruined settlement for treasure. On the trail of the questing knights who came before her, Repanse seeks out clues within the ancient ruins and tombs of this land, places lost to the sands of time. For even here, where the dead should long be at rest, there is evil stirring that of course must be cleansed from the soil. It is not mere riches that she searches for, but the knowledge and wisdom of which defeat the ancient dead. So that's nice. And we reduced our relation to the Tomb Kings, but to be honest, we were never going to be friends with them. We need to capture and occupy the Black Tower of Arkhan. Oh. The perverse monument to the twisted, ungodly schemes of Nagash, who has blighted this world, and the fathomless heresies of necromancy can stand no more. A virtuous Bretonnia must wrest Arkhan's infernal spire from the cold, undead hands, and at long last restore purity, light, and true faith to a land that has long worshipped the Lord of Death. Alright, pretty sure we can do that.
The Lyonesse!
I'll put that in my to-do. Okay. My suspicion is that they've probably had to pull... Oh, no, they haven't pulled back far enough. Right, so they can't replenish at the moment, so they're going to rush back to Sorcerer's Island and try and do something.
Protector of the realm.
As much as I want to keep this army, I just can't afford it, so you're all fired.
Yes?
And you. You're out of here. Okay, that's at least going to bring some money in, so we can actually do some stuff, which is good. Do I want more salt? It's only another 50 gold income. Not the best. So I'm going to hold off. I'm tempted to go for the weaving house. I'm tempted to go... I mean, we can always switch it over later. We can only afford 1 army, so we may as well go for the more money at the moment, and then we can upgrade stuff and all that kind of good stuff. Fine, we'll do that. Okay, technology-wise... I think we should go for the Southern Guard, because we're going to be fighting a lot of Tomb Kings, so it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Just go for that first and foremost. Right, the Sorcerer's Island is... Right, unless they've got another army there, and I... Let's just double check. What strength rank? 147. Yeah, you don't have another army. You are fucked, mate. You're out of here. That's all you've got. Yeah, you're fleeing back. You're going to try and recruit, but it's not really going to work out for you. I'll be honest. Yeah, you're kind of struggling. Okay, Settra is raiding us, but he's raiding Xandri, which is not really too bad. He's still going to... Right, I mean, we've got Arkhan here, right? Arkhan is down. We do have some beastmen over here. We need to kill them. So we'll deal with the Sorcerer's Island. We'll move north. We'll take out the beastmen. Then we'll move north again, and we'll hopefully fend off Settra. Maybe see if we can beat up... what's the face? Salt Spite along the way. That's the plan anyway. Right, okay. Repanse, you're going to come over here.
To battle then.
And to be honest, this does not look really worth the effort for fighting. I'm going to give... Shall I give Repanse this? I think I'm going to do that. Let's do that. Okay. And then we may as well just auto-resolve this. You know what? It's a bit of a shame, because if Arkhan were here, we would get his bonus. And I don't know what that is. I could hold off a turn just to see if he respawns, but then they recruit more stuff. And with Settra to our north, I can't wait. Ow! My poor spearman got shanked. Oh well.
We rule here in the lady's name.
Never mind. Oh, we got Warrior's Bane. It's a nice little weapon there. That's pretty good. Excellent. So we've got the Land of Assassins, which is a very dangerous land to live in. Right. What do we have here? Now, I'm thinking we just go cash. Because the sooner... Right, we've got growth, right? We've got quite good growth here. So we have plus 200 growth a turn, which is pretty good. So I'm thinking we just go more money and some pots. Let's do that. I'm wondering if we can...
Knights of Bretonnia? No.
No. Alright, fine, screw you. What about...
Welcome to fair Bretonnia.
Well,
You
sure.
insult me.
With a trade agreement? What is wrong with you people? Honest to God, you guys are the worst. Okay, we've got 2 settlements. We've got 2 provinces now, so this is pretty good. We can also get the... We can do the peasant's duty there.
For Bretonnia.
Okay, we do need to recruit another guy, but to be honest, it was just... Oh, it was our pole arms, wasn't it? That's annoying, because they're actually fairly good.
Shall we?
Oh well. It's not the end of the world. You know what? Right, I've been mulling this over. And here's what I'm thinking. So, one of the main problems with fighting Tomb Kings is the fact that because, of course, they don't pay upkeep, they can basically have as many armies as they can research. Now, early on, that's not so much a problem, but as the game goes on, you will end up with even one settlement Tomb Kings being just having 4 or 5 stacks of, to be fair, just skeletons. But 4 or 5 stacks of skeletons is still a shit ton of skeletons. So I'm thinking we have to go for Lightning Strike. So we're going to get... Now, the only problem is that none of these abilities here are any good, because 10th share here is garbage, because it's only for the local region. Untainted is potentially useful, but to be honest, I don't think... Because it's mostly going to be... There are some lizard men down here. It's mostly going to be Tomb Kings. There might be some Skaven, potentially, but they do tend to get eaten. So I don't think I'll be facing much in the way of corruption. So bonded service, recruitment cost, garbage. So the only option really is kind of control, which is sort of maybe kind of useful sometimes. So I guess we'll go for that. Because...
Ah, yes.
All right, because obviously, because Repanse is going to be always in the front, on the front line, taking settlements. Once you've taken a settlement, you need to pacify it, and having some extra public order can speed up that process, so it can actually be quite useful. Let's go with Henry. What do we want to give you? Old Henners. Let's go hard to hit. And Donna is going to be... Donna actually doesn't start on a horse, which is not really a problem, but there we go. Okay, now we do need to... Oh, hello. Hello, Settra. You just... Oh, you've got Kemrian War Sphinx as well. Alright. I was hoping he wouldn't move that fast, but that was pretty fast. I was hoping we'd have a couple of turns. On the other hand, we no longer border the top knots, so, you know, at least they probably won't declare war on us. Famous last words.
De Lyon, I require your all.
Okay, we need to move fast now. Move fast. Move quick. Take out these beastmen before they do anything. What's our garrison like here? I mean, probably not good enough to stand up to Tomb Kings, but what are you going to do about it? What you going to do about it?
I listen.
When do we actually get some decent units? Because these guys are trash. Well, they've got poison attacks, which is something. Knights of the Lion Haunted, they're pretty good. We don't get those until level 13. That's a little way away. Okay, let's... Hopefully these jerks will just stay here. Don't move. Just stay. You stay for ages. Don't move now. Stay. Good boys. Just stay right there.
You are bold
Hello.
to come before the lady's justice.
You're bloody miles
What
away.
is your
Oh, you're on a peace treaty? No. To be honest, I'm surprised. Oh, for fuck's sake. You haven't moved for ages. More melee defense. You know what? That might well save us. The dead rise from the desert sands, a skeletal nightmare shimmering through the hate haze, a wall of bone and steel encircling Bretonia's proud knights. No follow the lady deserves to die at such unholy hands, yet even by the harrowing standards of the undead, these fleshless horrors move unnaturally. Is there some deception at play? Brace for the attack. Charge into the illusion. More charge bonus. Nope, brace for the attack.
The lady calls me.
Okay, now it's slightly problematic because if we're going to have to double back on ourselves, but I think we're going to have to do it.
To the fight.
We need to kill them ASAP. No, of course it'll be in the bloody horrible shitty forest that I hate fighting in.
Name. Prepare.
Dealing with beastmen is always a bit of a pain, especially when you have to fight on the Beast Paths map, which I don't like. Because it sucks. Although that was a good shot from the trebuchet. Now, this is actually a Beast Path map that I don't think I've seen before, actually. This... Or is this normally you come in on an ambush? Oh, who the fuck knows? I hate these maps, to be honest. I'm just not a fan. Which is a shame, but I'm just not a fan. Okay, so Henry and Repanse are advancing so that we can draw these, because there's a hordes upon hordes of Ungor here. And we need to draw them in so we can get some good charges with our cavalry. Infantry on this flank over here, defending the trebuchets. Taking a little bit of fire here, but Repanse cares not for their pitiful arrows. In we go. Probably would have done with a better charge, but there was no charge, never mind. She's going to blat them. And in comes our Knights of the Realm in lance formation. Nice little charge there, sending them flying. That'll probably kill quite a few. Nice little charge there as well. And then the questing knights coming in. These guys, that was a pitiful charge. Oh, you know what? That wasn't actually too bad. I'll take that back. We then smashed them with some trebuchets because, you know, why not? There's too much nobility around. Probably, you know, remove some of them. That's fine. And lots, yeah, more knights charging in because, you know, why not? Lots of knights charging in. And now the units are starting to break. Now, one of the interesting things, and this is something I only found out recently, is that when a unit breaks, a unit chasing it gets its charge bonus as a bonus for attacking it in the rear. Which means that units like knights are really, really good for chasing down fleeing enemy units, which I didn't really know before, but I watched a video, and I can't remember who it was by, but they pointed out some things in Total War that you probably never knew. You know what? I didn't know that. But there we go. Okay, so my knights are just overrunning the Ungor now. This is absolute carnage. Sweeping all before them in a mighty charge. Getting bogged down a little bit here, but I mean, you can look at the kills we've got here. 86 kills on the Knights Errant. 118 there. 55. I mean, and then charge down the hill because some of the Ungor have actually come back to the fight. Not for very long though, because you know we charge in and they break almost immediately. Look at the Knights Errant, 150, 150, 160, lots of kills. A lot of kills. Lots and lots of kills. Lots of kills for everyone. Huzzah! Well, apart from the infantry, but who cares about them? Now, the idea here is to chase down as many of these Ungor as possible. That was really, I mean, you know, killing this army, not a problem. The main problem is making sure they're all dead, because if you don't wipe out beastmen, they have a nasty tendency to go and hide, replenish, and come back with something nastier, because, you know, like Cygors and Minotaurs, and screw those things, they're awful. So the more we can chase down, the better. Okay, now, killing the army is one thing.
In the name of the lady.
The slightly more important thing is that they don't retreat too fuck.
With purpose.
Oh, can we reach them? Oh, just.
Fight.
Oh, there's nothing worse than having beastmen run away from you, because the little buggers are such a pain in the ass to catch. Oh, very nice. And a valet. And a pit fighter.
I require your all.
Yeah, they're such a bugger to catch if you can't catch up with them to wipe them out. It's a nightmare. So, really pleased with that. We've managed to catch up with them. We managed to wipe them out. Good. They're no longer a problem. And a couple of skill points for all. Very nice. Ooh, Henry, you can get Monster Slayer. That could come in useful against that giant war kitty. And I just don't know whether. Let's give you a warhorse, because we can get Northern Fury as well. All right. I don't. Fine. All right. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Now, upgrading Virus is probably going to be quite important, because at rank 3 we'll get walls, which is useful. But also we're probably going to get attacked from the north, and so, on the other hand, okay, let's do that. It's going to take 4 turns. I think that's the right decision. We need to rush north before Settra does anything. If we can get a trade agreement.
Hail, Bretonians. What can the
Nope. Why not? You jerks. It's going up to 4. Why do you like me? Oh, because you'd like the things I did against the Blood Axe tribe, which apparently were wiping them out. What about Lyonesse? That's also going up.
Welcome to fair Bretonia, you mewling fool.
Mate, I'm the bloody Duchess of Lyonesse. Give me a bloody trade agreement, you bastard. I swear, some people. Just rude. Migration. Ooh, so we'll get a little bit less control, but more growth, which we need. So, yes. Oof. You're not happy. Events, mostly. Is that a problem?
For Bretonia, for the lady.
Well, you know, everyone's unhappy, so
As the lady wishes.
suck it up, Cupcake. We've got stuff to do. Okay, 3 turns, we'll upgrade that. The Sanctuary would be quite nice, extra growth and the replenishment, which could come in useful when Settra hits us. Will the Dwarves give us a trade agreement yet? You bastards, you absolute bastards, I hate you all. We could upgrade this. That will give us a little extra control. So let's do that. If things get ropey, I can. It's 11 turns, and Migration's only going to last 5. Angry God's only going to last 1. So we've got a lot of, we've got big growth at the moment, which is fantastic because we can't lose growth. Growth just unless we've capped out all our settlements, growth isn't lost. So
Shall we?
it's always good to have. It's always good to have. And the sooner we build up our settlements, the better.
Relentless heat.
Yes, I know. Well, don't worry. Soon you'll be dealing with terrifying skeleton war hordes, so that's fine. So we've got Settra to deal with. Need to deal with him. At some point, we need to get a trade agreement with the dwarves, who are being very resistant to wanting to trade with me. And when can I get the next? What do we get here? Oh, this thing. Oh, hello. That's not bad, is it? I want to get the Green Knight. The Green Knight would be really useful. So hopefully we can get him. But that'll have to wait until next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.